So this is a pretty dark guy that you're playing, and I
Yes.
often wonder when I see these kinds of characters in film, how you get there, and who are you studying to play a serial killer, and how do you leave it at work? I mean, obviously you leave it at work, but you go into a dark place, I would think.
Yeah, you do a little bit. I didn't really spend a lot of time. Rob and I didn't use a lot of other references for what we were trying to do with this, with Picasso. We really felt like he was kind of a unique character on the page, and that we weren't going to pull any other references for him. We were just going to sort of stay focused on being free to explore anything with him. So it was a fantastic collaborative experience with Rob Cohen. For about 5 months before the shooting of the film, I was working on the physical preparation for it, and I was spending a lot of time and trying to figure out this guy's point of view on the world. And Rob and I would be trading emails constantly with ideas, bouncing things off of each other, imagery, and we're really happy with where we ended up getting.
I was watching the trailer back in the offices before as I was getting ready to talk to you, and someone walked by my computer and said, "Who is that?" Because they didn't recognize you. You lost 35, 40 pounds for this role. How did you feel when you saw yourself on camera the first time? Did you find yourself almost unrecognizable? I guess you got used to it, obviously, but it's quite dramatic.
Yeah, you know, when you're doing that kind of thing, you're living with it, so it seems very gradual to you, and so by the time I was shooting the film, I mean, I knew that I would, you know, brushing my teeth in the morning, I'd be looking at myself going like, wow, I've lost a lot of weight, but it didn't really hit me until that first image, that shot in the cage fighting sequence kind of was sent to me in an email by somebody, and that was the first time I'd seen myself sort of in the context of the film. And it was pretty shocking. At the same time, I felt like I really accomplished the image that I was going for him, but it was pretty shocking. Yeah.
Well, both the physical transformation and the character transformation for people who are used to Party of Five and used to Lost, this is very different for your fans. Do you think about that as you choose roles?
I don't really think about that. I think that there will be people out there that sort of know some of the other things that I've been a part of that are going to be kind of horrified by it. But, you know, I really just take these things as they come. I look at each one as a contained universe that I try to, you know, crawl into and be a part of a group of people trying to tell a really good story. And I look at each one as a separate entity.
Is it kind of fun to tweak people's notions of you in this manner?
Yeah. You know, I'm always going to do different things. I mean, that's really part of the way I'm going to move forward from here. Is I like the notion of doing different roles, and so I would think I would be a little bored if I did the same thing all the time, and so I'm always going to be looking for ways to kind of do a different take, and. So we'll see. We'll see what's next. I have no idea.
We have to wrap up in just a second, but this is also a departure for Tyler Perry. How was that relationship with the two of you? Were you familiar with his work before?
I really wasn't, and so you know, my experience with Tyler was amazing. He was a total pro, and I think that he's going to surprise a lot of people in the film because, you know, people have a tendency to sort of, you know, look at his past work and think that maybe he's not going to be able to carry something so dramatic and intense, and I think that he does a great job of it.
Are any of the tattoos something that represents the movie for you, or are they all something else?
No, these are just tattoos. It's been something I've been doing since I was in my early 20s, and I really love the process and working with artists. And seeing how my ideas for a tattoo will be manifested through their art, and it's a really cool relationship, and so I just enjoy it. I enjoy the process.
Well, it's just great talking to you. Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you for having me.